All right. What's happening? What's happening, everybody? What's happening, everybody? It is Mr. Allen, Mr. LP Clear Visions podcast, hosted by me, myself, Mr. LP. Hopefully, everybody is doing well. We are doing some. I'm still in beta mode, man. If you have been following me on any of my socials, you should know that I've been trying to like get things going on a new tip. So I just been kind of figuring things out myself. YouTube University, you already know how that go. So I'm doing this live. This will actually be in audio as well, but I feel like I just want to do some, some new innovative stuff for the MPN thing. So first off, I want to give the rundowns of Mr. Peters' neighborhood. Make sure you go to mpn-llc.com. Go there and check out the podcast network. Um, yeah, just the good stuff that's going on over there. We post content as well. We post new music, new videos, photographers. I got another segment I'm working on, but when I get that segment going, it's gonna be great. So, um, real quick before we go forward, I just want to make sure that everybody hears me. Let's see. One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Oh yeah, sounds great. Sounds great. Let me get back to it. So, nevertheless, we want to do the podcast thing. We want to do more videos for it, and with the podcast crew, we've been working on a blended conversation. We're working on a shit talk no fragrance, and we're going to be doing some stuff with strong friend check in and all everybody else as well that's on the network. So make sure you go to mpn-llc.com and check that stuff out. And also make sure y'all go to mrlpete.com and check me out there as well. Got all the information, the music, everything I got going on. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. Alpete, and follow me on Facebook at Alpete. So, this episode here, I don't have a title for it. I think I want to call it Black Man and Proud, but I want to bring one of my brothers with me, man. We are graduates of we are graduates, man. We are graduates, and graduates of 2020. So you can unmute yourself, Mister Sir. I'm still doing the introductions. So don't say nothing yet. So this is my man's right here, man. I've been knowing Tony Maseratii for a great minute, just doing a lot of good stuff around the way around Jacksonville, Florida. So I felt it was great for me and him to have a conversation, being the fact that both of us received our bachelor's degrees for 2020. I received mine in communication and media. He received his in information technology with a concentration on web security. So I just wanted to talk to him about it, man, and just kind of celebrate um, both of us, man, because I remember a while back, probably 2 years ago, when he said he wanted to, go back and get to school. And this is after I got my AA degree. So now we're here. We have the degrees, proud graduates or whatnot. So I want to introduce first off my man Tony Maseratii. What's happening, Tony? What's going on, man?
What's good, man? What's good, man? Happy to be here,
Let me
man.
give you some applause. So
Hey, man, you see the shirt, man. I got the dab on there with the black graduate.
oh man, word. You know what? What was funny? When I was trying to set everything up, I thought that I was like, man, I need to get my my stole and stuff like that. But I don't even have my cap yet. They will be sending us some stuff, man. But I was like, I feel like Tony gonna come on the camera and
Nah,
and rock it or whatever.
I left it, man. I've been rocking. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I've been so proud, man. I've been wearing it to. I even wore it to the store one time. Wore it to get some gas, man. There's a lot of people that's actually doing that since the opportunity to walk has been taken away from so many people. So a lot of people just been walking the city with their stuff on, man. And I honestly don't blame them. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm taking after you. I didn't think about doing it, but I saw you do it. I saw that you say all summer you gonna rep. And I was just like, listen, I'm gonna rep with you, my brother. I'm gonna rep with you hard too. So, when I start going to the gas station or going to the grocery store, I'm gonna have to have my stuff on for sure.
Hey, man. Yes, sir. You got to, man. Like I say, that walk, man. I mean, it's something. I mean, even though we missed it, we still got the degrees. But that's something special, man, especially for your family. So you got to walk everywhere with it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. Okay, so let me just do the small bio thing. First off, he's a fellow cancer brother. He's with cancers in the house. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He graduated from Rains High. I was gonna do the boo thing, being the fact that I am a proud Trojan, but we're in the same family, man. We in the same
Yeah.
family on that. But he's from Rains High. He's definitely a suicide prevention and advocate and survivor, and he's like I said before, a newly graduate of Florida State College at Jacksonville. So, Mr. Tony Maseratii, and yeah, man, thank you so much, man, for doing this, man.
Hey, man, thank you for actually having me, man. Because I mean, every time somebody invite me to a podcast or something locally, and little sometimes nationally, I mean it's appreciated, man, because with the platform that you have and that you also building, it's important that we support each other, man. Because like I said, we're gonna look back years from now at these recordings, man, and show our kids and show where your podcast started at, and then of course we're gonna speak it in existence. It's gonna take off and be the biggest one worldwide soon.
Thank you,
So
man.
hey,
Thank you.
what I'm saying? It's a blessing, and thank you.
Yeah. So, like I said, this is just I sent you a reference, but I just definitely
Yes,
wanted to
sir.
have like a conversation, man. So,
Yeah.
first off, like, how does it feel, brother? How does it feel for you to be, what I'm saying, a graduate? I know it means a lot. I see your post. We've talked about it, but let the people
Mhm.
know, like how do you feel? Like, what feeling are there? For you graduating.
Man, with me, man, it's a feeling. It's a feeling. Honestly, man, of just accomplishment, man. Because educational wise, I'm 37 years old, and I dropped out of college when I first went. So, it feels, in my opinion, man, it feels like it's a weight off your shoulder because I've always carried that burden of me not finishing something that I started, and that's something that I hate to do. And I also had made a promise to my parents that I was going to graduate college. And, I didn't at first, but I mean, it feels more like a burden off the shoulders, but yet also just like I did it. I mean, it's kind of undescribable. Even though you're 37 and you're getting at a late age,
Hmm.
it's undescribable, man. And it just kind of make it seem coming from a background of a lot of depression when I was struggling with suicide and things of that nature. It's just a bright light for me, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Word, man. Word. Definitely a good feeling, man. You mentioned the family part too. That's something for me that was on my top list. I feel like the reasons why I went back to school and got my degree um, was definitely my family. I really wish my grandma could have seen me walk across the stage. May she rest in peace. But I know my mom. I joke off all the time and I say I put 10 years on my mama life. You know what I'm saying for getting that degree. You know what I'm saying. So it's definitely a family thing. Of course, sense of accomplishment. Um,
Hmm.
just knowing that you did it. You know what I'm saying. Like I think about the years that we had. We work jobs. We
Yep.
have families and stuff like that. So for us to be able to accomplish this goal, like, definitely gives me, and definitely you, gives you a sense of pride to
Hmm.
walk. You know what I'm saying? With your chest up a little higher, and
Yeah.
of course, the career aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? You want to get further into the career part.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Uh,
let's talk about your degree and what you went for is information technology. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming that's IT work, right? Like IT.
yeah. Yeah. Basically, man.
I never knew IT meant like information technology.
Yeah. Hey, don't feel bad. I was in the program for about 2 years before I actually even knew what IT meant.
Wow.
And that was like it made my classmates laugh. I was sitting there, they was like, yeah, man, IT. I was like, you know what? What does IT mean? They're like, Tony, it's the information technology. I was like, oh man. I said, God dang, I didn't know either. But my degree is in information technology management, but with a strong focus in IT security. And basically, man, I'm pretty much the internet police. Basically, I
Mhm.
mean that's pretty much what we are. We work with major companies. around the world, from Facebook to Twitter, Instagram, and we're the people that pretty much catch the hackers. I mean, if you really want to know the truth, we're honestly nothing but hackers ourselves, but we're ethical hackers.
Right.
So, they kind of have to train us how they train the criminals that actually do the illegal hacking, and they train us to pretty much catch them. But we do have to learn their skills. So, it's quite an exciting field because it actually changes every 5 minutes. The demand for it is real high right now, especially with everything that's going on in the world and everybody switching to online platforms. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's real fun, and I mean, it's real challenging too. Learning all these codes, and you dealing with all these kids that sit in the house and do nothing but try to steal people's passwords and stuff. But
Right.
I mean, that's pretty much what it entails, man. It's really exciting.
Okay. So does is this like with particular companies, or is it like a overall thing? Because like so like I knew somebody that was in my class that she told us that she worked for Facebook. So
Mhm.
and she was basically doing the patrolling of that. So is it do you, I mean do you is it like a job you apply for? Is it something that they kind of like ease you into? Is it training in different type of sectors? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, it's you really just apply for jobs, man. I mean, you apply for jobs and they base it off your degree and your certifications too that you have. The one thing that's interesting about our degree is the certifications that you have to get after the degree. They're actually honestly just as hard, but also can add on like $20,000 to $30,000 on your salary. So you apply for the jobs. Everything has an IT security department, from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's just something that people don't look for. Win Dixie, Publix, JSO. I have a friend that actually works for JSO and cyber crimes. Came from FSCJ as well. So it's across every platform. Blue Cross Blue Shield. Anybody that has something that's online, they have an IT security department. And they need that, patrolling to make sure that somebody's not hacking into their servers or anything of that nature. And that's where we come in at.
Gotcha. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So my next point, I just want to be, share our backgrounds in regard before we said we're gonna go back to school. So,
Sure.
for me, I went to Savannah State. I went to Rebar. Came out '97. Went to Savannah State for a minute. I came back home to to raise my son,
Yeah.
and I was in and out of school. Taking classes, but being a parent, you got to focus on that. So, within that period of time, I started got into the music industry with the hip hop artists, then the DJing really really picked up, and then I got to a point where I was like, all right, cool, well, I need to, what I'm saying, like, I mean, granted, I love DJing, but I don't want to be DJing like forever. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so share your story. Like what I knew you on your profile it had like FAMU, and I know you spoke of FAMU before when we spoke, but explain like where that comes from. Like you went to FAM. Did you? I guess
Yeah. Well, man, with me, man, I graduated from Range out of class 2000, and it was like I went to FAM. I was on a little track scholarship, and I pretty much had aspirations, man. To go to the Olympics, won an Olympic gold medal, all that good stuff, man. And I got to FAMU, and before I left, I think it was February 12th, 2000, my brother Timothy Sean Washington was actually murdered like the week before my first high school track meet of my senior year. And I was highly recruited coming out of range during that era. And, after my brother was murdered, it was kind of like a lot of things kind of went downhill for me before I even got to FAMU.
right,
And so going to FAMU that fall, following all that, dealing with the murder trials and everything, I kind of went in unfocused, to be honest with you. I went in unfocused, and it was really more of a, brother just got killed, man. Let me get out of Jacksonville and let me just go ahead and try to pursue something bigger. So
right.
it it was heading to a little Cinderella story, all that good stuff, but it kind of went downhill, man, because I could never focus from track and field on to academically. I could never focus, man. So I stayed up there for I think about 3 years, man, and then I left. ended up coming back home, and through networking and everything, I was blessed to get into a job to where I actually supposed to have a degree. So I was networked pretty good. I networked myself and networked to my family, got a pretty good job here.
Right.
And I was a aquatics director at Yates Family YMCA, which is now Winston Family YMCA on Riverside now. And things was going good, man. And throughout that time, from 2000 to 2003, once I left fam, I just got unfocused. And then, I kind of found myself just, spiraling downhill. And so I started to go back to school, I'll say back in like '07 or '08. But then, I got into promotions. That's kind of where, the promotions came in. And, it was something that, I was good at, and I started doing that, and I really enjoyed it, still enjoy it to this day.
Right.
And you know, I just kind of just hung around doing that. But in the back of my mind, I was always good. Well, I was always good with computers. I always found myself playing around with computers. I was always the one to install stuff. Just kind of like the bootleg computer guy basically.
Right.
And I just found myself in a position to career wise, I could never move up. And then, that networking can only take you so far. So found myself, I couldn't move up. Everybody was saying degree this, degree that. And, I was on it's just a piece of paper type, mode for a while. And then I was like, man, you know what? I think I need to go back to school. But I was embarrassed to go because I was getting older. So I honestly started reading a lot. And I started reading, books about discipline, books about, building yourself back up,
Mm.
recovering, things of that nature. And then I kind of hit the spiral again because in 2011, that's when I tried to commit suicide twice, and I found myself into like a deep depression.
Mm.
And so, I kind of had to remotivate myself. So it literally took me to about almost 2015 just to, get remotivated. And, my family came along, and, you get a different inspiration when you become, a family man, and you get your family all involved in everything, man. So, um, after that, man, I can't lie to you now, and this is where you come in.
Okay.
you know, chilling on Facebook one day, I was already thinking about going to school. And then I saw you post a picture of your graduation. And then I was sitting there, I was like, wait a minute, Al Pete was in college this whole time and I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Al Pete was in school
Yeah.
and graduated. I'm like, wait a minute, man. And at that time I started taking some classes. I had kind of took that step to get back in.
All right.
And I was like, man, you know what? This is a man that come from similar area that I do, similar business things of that nature. I was like, man, that post when I saw you post your graduation picture, I was like, man, you know what? Okay, that's when I really got focused because I wasn't on the dean's list, no 4.0 GPA, none of that stuff was there yet. I was actually making like I think at the time I had like a 2.3, something like that. I was just pretty much just getting by.
Yeah.
And I tell you, man, when I saw you, post your graduation picture, that kind of put in my mind that, hey, man, you know what? This is possible. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is possible, and this is something I can do, man. So my story a little extended, how I got back in and how I kind of fell out. But, that's pretty much the groundwork, man. And of course, to fulfill the promise to my parents, but also myself too, man, to better myself and to put myself in a better position in life
Yeah.
and also doing something that I actually like to do. Because when I was at FAM, my major was criminology. I don't even know why I picked that, bro. I think I picked it because it sounded good. And at the time, bro, CSI and all that stuff was coming out, man. But I mean, I found something that I liked, found something that I was good at, man. And seeing black men like yourself, you know what I'm saying? And, reading and constantly just putting positivity in myself, man, it got me back in, man. And I'm sitting on the phone with you as a graduate, you
Yeah,
know
man.
what I'm saying?
Listen. Whenever I'm telling you, I don't care if it's Christmas. I don't care if it's Thanksgiving next year. We
Yes, sir.
celebrate, brother. We
We
have to
celebrate.
do a toast. I see the cigar flow, so I'm at to grab you. Yeah, but listen, we gonna make it work, man, because we definitely need to celebrate what both of us have done, and I appreciate
Yeah.
that honor, man. Like I ain't gonna, I didn't, I'm not gonna say that I was, when you told me, you was like, man, I'm getting back in school, and it was like when you got back in school and you was doing it, it was just cool to see that. I mean, that I was that inspiration for you to, what I'm saying, to do that, and that's something for me. That's gonna roll. Well, we rolling into the next part as far as being a black man and having a
So,
degree, but like just seeing another black man in that atmosphere doing the same thing that I was doing, outside of just being what I'm saying, a citizen, a black citizen guy, or outside of being a parent and all that other stuff, but just seeing another guy like going for the same goal that what I'm saying, that I
mhm.
was going for. I think that was very inspirational, man, and it was just great, man, and I just love the conversations we was having when we jumped back
Yep.
in all the way to now. You know what I'm saying? Like we sitting here now saying, okay, yeah, we graduates. You know what I'm saying? We actually got our degrees. And I think that's just good for black men to actually like, inspire each other and show love
Yep.
like that. So that's my meaning in
Mhm.
regards to being a black man with a degree. That's part of it. What's your take on that?
I mean, being a black man with a degree, man, right now, I mean, I think we're living, our generation was different. I think what they call us millennials now. We're millennials, and you got the generation coming behind us. And I think, and this is just me, I think our generation was a little more understanding of reality from like dealing with rap music. Me, I ain't gonna lie to you, I just finished listening to Jesus talking about selling all types of bricks and all types of good stuff. But yet I'm sitting here literally, about to get started on some homework. I think that having a degree as a black man, especially a black man that's actually, has a little following locally and a little bit statewide like ourselves, it lets people know, especially the younger generation, that hey, you know what I'm saying, it can be done. And also too, man, us getting in positions to actually help the people that's going to come behind us, the future youth that's going to come behind us. Because now, I mean, we're in positions now to where we can reach a little higher, get into leadership roles, get into directors roles, things of that nature. And when other black men try to come up, kind of like how me and you was, we can help uplift them and get them in the positions as well. You know what I'm saying, from an employment standpoint, but from a, mental and people seeing it, I think, black men, we have to be a little more visual with this stuff right here.
Yeah.
Like when I wore my cap
Yeah.
and gown, gas station, right? I wore it to the gas station.
Hmm.
And not gonna lie to you, I was a little tipsy. I was a Friday night. I was having a good little time. Get some gas, man. I had on my stove, I had on my cap,
Yeah.
and with what's going on, everybody know why people would be riding around town with their stuff on because they can't walk.
All right.
But it was this young African American girl. She had a kids with her, and the kid in the car, he literally looked, and it was like, "Ooh, mama, he graduated." And then she looked at him, and he was like, "Yep, baby, and you gonna graduate too from college and high school."
Yeah.
And it was a small, very small moment, but the kid saw a grown black man. I got a little car with rims, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? It looked good when I shine them up. You know what I'm saying? But they saw me getting out of the car with rims, like kind of like the typical stereotype that they have. But yet, I didn't get out with a gold chain and gold teeth and stuff like that. I got out with a cap on and a graduation stone,
Yeah.
and it was something different. You know what I'm saying? And the little kids was actually excited, and so that's the type. Those little small moments, man, can stick with a young person, especially being a black graduate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's important for us, man. Education is the key. And I also tell some kids, man, you got the trades that you can do.
Mhm.
So, you know what I'm saying? The degrees that you can pursue. And, the black man these days, we have to make sure that, we're portrayed in, a positive light that's actually truthful, because all of us not thugs, all of us not rappers, all of us not on the corner trying to do bad stuff. It's a lot of us, and I mean a lot of us that are trying to better ourselves.
Yeah. And to speak on that stereotype, man, like even as a DJ, I mean, I'm very comfortable with where I sit at when it comes to me being a musician, a DJ, and I understand like how hip hop has this stereotype, that label. You know what I'm saying? When you think of hip hop, a lot of
Yeah.
people just automatically think black man. You know what I'm saying? Especially with like
Mhm.
me growing my hair out the way it is now, like I'm totally stereotypical. But I thought
Mhm.
about that before, like I kind of jumped back in school. I was like, I'm always gonna have this stereotype on me, regardless if I have 8 degrees. But nevertheless, the
Yep.
fact that I have my degree and I actually made effort to go back and get it, I was like, yeah, we can break that narrative or whatever. And I really wanted to strive to do that as in regards to being a black man. You know what I'm saying? Like that was one of my main things to do with the degree. Of course, I want to do more with it, but just having that stereotype on you and it kind of shake off a little bit that you got the degree. I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, like that works. And then another point too, I want to bring up that you mentioned. It's a whole generation that we have to, that we need to employ and give information to and stuff like that. Like I tell a lot of my friends, I'm like a lot of the the generation that's here now, it's a full fledged generation that's effective right now. They've been effective
Yeah.
for 3 to 5 years now. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Mhm.
on the other side of 3 years, and even before we even went back to school, like me and you were employing people. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Yeah.
put people in positions and we showed that role. And every time we've dealt with each other, a lot of stuff that we couldn't really do because of just my schedule and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But nevertheless,
Mhm.
you always came to me and showed me that what I'm saying, that dignity when it came to the and being employed and just basically having
Mhm.
your stuff together. So I think that's a
Yeah.
very good thing too as well in regards to us being black men to be able to show other blacks that hey, we can employ people and we can do stuff legit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Entrepreneurship, man. Because I mean, like I
Entrepreneurship for
say,
sure.
yeah, before these degrees and everything came, man, and to this point, we both still on that tip right there, man. I mean, it shows, man, that hey, while you're also working on your personal business, like you have the DJ Al Pete brand, I have the Tony Maserati brand, things of that nature. You also can pursue your education because, like you said, we was doing all this with full-time jobs, kids, and also going to school full-time
Hmm.
at the same time, man. And so it's like it shows other black men that you can actually work on multiple goals.
Hmm.
You don't have to just be focused on one thing, and not trying to say pull yourself different directions, but you have the strength and the power if you can maintain that discipline and actually, stay focused and actually know what you want. You can still do it, man. Because even with the degrees, my goal still to this very moment is to own my own nightclub. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I got a small partnership at one, but that's still the ultimate goal. But yet, that didn't stop me from pursuing, something I like to do, which is, IT.
Yeah, which plays a major role when it comes to the entertainment world. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, to the entertainment world, the IT department. I mean, even with my degree, when it comes to the
Mhm.
communication aspect of it, like I felt like, in regards to our type of entertainment, the entertainment that we're in, let
Yeah.
alone black, black media.
Yep.
I felt like it was a
Mhm.
void. I felt like it was a void for that. I remember before I went back to school, like I was talking to a couple of friends, and I had already said, okay, I'm going back to school, but I don't think I had started like the program yet. But I told them I was like, you know, it's a void that we have when it comes to hip hop artists, DJs, photographers, the art scene or
Yep.
whatever. There's no full fledged like media presence, and I was like,
Mhm.
we need to find a way to get that happening.
Yep.
BT and them are not running down here, so I was like, well, if I got to do
Mhm.
it, then I'm just gonna go ahead and legit go and get my degree and really understand. Even though I was in it, and a lot of stuff that I
Mhm.
learned getting my degree, I already knew and dabbled in, but I always went in with
Mhm.
an open mind and like, let me just go in here and get this information. And then get back out and then put it back into my community, which like this platform that we're doing right now, like we need more of these
Mhm.
type of conversations. We need this type of illustration when it comes to people. People can watch it and be like, okay, cool. So um that was my part as far as being a black man. Another point as far as being a
Yeah.
black man, understanding
Yeah.
the void in the sector or in the community or whatever, and then being like, okay, let's change it. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Another point, man, too, about the route I took as far as information technology and IT security. When I first walked into that classroom, man, if I'm not mistaken, it's no more. I think it was about maybe 34 people in that class. It was only two black guys in that class. Everyone else was from a different background. And, we were the only two in that class. So that kind of hit me too as well, when I first walked in. Cause like my first day walking into FSCJ as a black man, I think I was probably like 34 at the time or something like that. when I first walked in there, I work at UF Health now in administration, so I had on my work suit because I was actually going straight from work to class.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked in, I dropped my papers, walking in the door, and I started to pick up my papers. Another young lady and another guy came to help me out, and they was like, "Hey, professor, how you doing? Yeah, let us help you get your stuff up, man. We definitely was excited to meet you." And then I looked up, and I was like, "Wait a minute!" I was like, I'm not the professor." Um, I was like, I'm the student, and it was, hey man, they felt so bad, but then again, it was just like, hey, I'm in my 30s,
Yeah.
but not the professor, man, and that was a moment right there. I laughed it off, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it was interesting, man.
Yeah. Listen, I'm 40, so what I'm saying, me getting my degree at 40,
Mhm.
I went in class, man, and I think I might have had that feeling like once or twice where I was like, it wasn't an embarrassment in regards to like, I mean, because majority of the people that's in the class is, you know, 20-year-old kids and stuff like that. Then you might
Right.
have a couple of people that's 40, 50, you know what I'm saying? And then like you kind of dead in the middle, you know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
like, but I never had that that weird feeling like, darn, I feel out of place, you know what I'm saying? I just felt, but I have a different outlook on that type of thing. Like I just feel like I don't care if you 21 years old or 60 years old, like we all can stand to learn and
Yep.
be in positions where we can learn and better our lives. It isn't a time period where that happens. So yeah,
Every single day, got to get better, man.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Sir.
yeah, yeah, very true. So, do you have any like in regards to the pandemic, and the fact that we wasn't able to walk, like physically walk? Do
Mhm.
you have any hiccups on that? I have hiccups on it, but I'll let you speak on it first.
Yeah, me, man, to be honest with you, I look at it like this. I watch them make accommodations for a lot of stuff. I'm talking about for people getting food and everything. And I do understand that food is a much more important necessity because people need to eat, of course. But I watched a lot of people make exceptions. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. And I kind of feel that with the type of venues that like the Boston Arena, all that stuff, the Jaguar Stadium, I just kind of feel that if they would have put forth a better effort, they could have had a social distancing and things of that nature. But I do understand at the beginning of the pandemic, it was a lot less, it was a lot more stuff that was more unknown than now. Because it was a high school that just graduated down in Palm Coast. They had them 6 feet apart. Everybody had to have on a mask. They did the accommodations, but I mean that moment, being able to walk. I mean, it wasn't. Everybody have their opinion. Some people sit up there and say, "Hey, well, you got the degree. That's all what matters." I mean, in my opinion, man, I wanted my parents to be able to see that moment because I'm
Yeah,
I'm I'm a first
yeah.
generation grad. My brothers and sisters did not graduate. I'm the first of their children. And another unique thing about me was I have a niece. Her name is Amari. She was actually born the next day after my brother was murdered, which was their first grandchild.
Mm.
Believe it or not, she was graduating from FSCJ the same time.
Oh, so y'all would
She's
have been
graduating.
walking together, yeah.
Yep,
Wow.
it would have been their son and their grandchild. So the generational curse was broke for the next two generations at one time. And so, that was a moment I wish my parents would have been able to see, especially since both of them are still here. But, I got mixed emotions about it. I just kind of feel that, if we would have waited a little later with more information about the COVID-19 and a more better way to fight it, we could have made some better accommodations. I do understand at the time we were supposed to graduate, it was a lot of unknowns. But yet, I still want to walk to this day. If they could tell me I can walk in December, I would be really like front and center.
You know what? And I'm glad you're saying that because honestly speaking, like as the time go by for me, I was just like, it's kind of wearing off. I mean, it's already bad enough that we have to do this alternative type of celebration.
Yeah.
But after a while, I mean, as the days go by, I'm just like, all right, cool, 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 and it's almost like I'm kind of coping with it. But to hear you saying that if it happens in December, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna do it. It just gives me more energy to do it as well, brother. Like I mean, I'd be right there because I mean, we deserve it.
Yeah.
We deserve it. We deserve to walk. And granted, like you said, I understand completely what's going on. I understand what they're doing. I get it. I get it. Social distancing, but I just saw online. I want to say it's like two schools in Duval did that, and
I think somebody just posted Bishop Kennedy had their graduation.
yeah,
I mean, so it's kind of like, the accommodations, the effort. I think that's what more upset me, because at first they said that, all right, it's postponed, and I'm like, okay, I can deal with that. I'm not one of these people who like, man, F COVID-19. Working in healthcare, I understand the seriousness of it,
mm,
but then when I saw that it was canceled, and then I also saw that accommodations was made for other people, it was just like, look, some people really don't care if you don't even do it this summer. You know what I'm saying? We can do it at a later date. And I mean later like December. And you can still, have that opportunity, because a lot of people don't know FSCJ only does one commencement ceremony a year.
right,
So
right.
they moved it, to December, to just go ahead and accommodate it. Because, virtually, I can graduate virtually. Me and you can actually get on Facebook Live like we're doing right now, throw our hats on, and God bless America. But
I was planning. I was actually planning that, brother. I mean, well, I thought about it. I wasn't saying planning about it, but I was like, man, because it's
mhm.
like about three or four other of our colleagues, man, that got their degrees too, man, and yeah, I thought about that for sure. Thought about
Yeah,
it.
I mean, it's like, but I appreciate that effort. I just think they just could have done a little bit more, especially with what we're seeing happening right now. I mean, for God's sake, Disney World even about to open July 11th, so I'm like,
Wow.
y'all could have pushed this back to August,
Yeah.
and we could have been outside in the stadium. You could have reached out to one of the Jags owners or something like that, and I'm pretty sure they would have happily accommodated it. But it's one of them things that it is what it is, man. And I'm still blessed and still thankful and grateful to actually, have the degree.
Yeah. Same here. Same here. I like I said, I try to. I just have mixed feelings as well. Cause
Yeah,
I
still
mean,
do.
like,
Hey,
so for me, I said, I told somebody, I was like, I feel like I was like, my community, well, my family needs to see me walk. My friends need to see me walk, but I was like, the community need to see me walk.
yes, yep.
I was like, the people that really like that, follow me and support me and everything that I do,
Mhm.
even with you, Tony, like, the people
Yep.
that follow you and know us, they needed to see us like physically walk
Mhm.
across that stage. You know what I'm saying? And granted, we like I said, we have our degrees. We don't have to debate it or nothing like that at all. But I just felt like if people can put their eyes on the fact that we walked
Yeah.
across that stage, I just felt like it would have been very monumental for like the communities that we serve.
Kids need to see that, man. I mean, it just, especially with what's going on and with the power of social media right now. I mean, people just need to see that, man. So hey, I already told myself, I said at least once every 2 weeks, I'm doing a little photo shoot in a couple weeks. I say, hey, I'm gonna post my pictures, and I'm gonna make sure that, hey, I celebrate, man, because it's a blessing. Even though we didn't get, the walk, it's still a blessing. It's still a beautiful thing. And hey, that's what we're gonna use social media for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes, sir.
and it's funny that you got IT and then I got communications, so
Yeah.
them things work hand in hand.
Yep. Like seriously, man, we will figure it out and to make it worldwide, man. But I like the efforts that they're doing, to make it virtually and everything, even though it's of course it's not the same. But I mean, you never know, man. They might call us back next year when they do the commencement ceremony and say, hey, all y'all come back. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but even if they did that, I would actually be like, okay, cool.
Yeah, one thing that was brought to my attention, um, somebody was saying that how people be like, oh well, at least you got your graduation, you got your degree, that's what matters. And then you have the other people that's like, well, at least you have a story to tell. You know what I'm saying, to your, for years to come, stuff like that. So when I was told that, I thought about it. I was like, man, I actually can like go and speak about this. You know what I'm saying? I think I think that's a that's a resume adder for me and for you. You know what I'm saying? For us to go and like share our experiences and how we dealt with it, et cetera, and probably put a little more inspiration in these kids, head to say, hey, regardless of whatever you got going on, like you made it work. So I look at it like that, those type of things. I remember another friend of mine was like, man, you went through you got your degree during the pandemic, and I was like, I didn't even think about
Yeah.
that. Like I didn't think like,
Finals exams too. Yep,
yeah,
final
like,
exams and everything,
and
and that's when it
that was our
started.
last semester, right? That was our last semester.
Yep,
So
taking final exams and everything. My final exams got moved, and at the time, a lot wasn't known about COVID. So this one, the conspiracy theories and everything was out. I'm like, man, am I gonna freaking die
yeah.
before I can even finish my day?
Right, right.
Yeah, it was stressful out there. And them professors, they was not playing. They was still holding you accountable for taking that final.
Yeah, yeah,
So
my professor was like, you know, she was like, yeah, I understand what's going on. If it's like, if you're going through like a severe situation, please let us know and we'll work something out.
yeah,
But I need you to finish that final exam, and then it just make it like, well, you're home anyway. You might as well. You got all the time in the world,
yeah,
and I hate that people had that mentality, but the professor was like, well, y'all sitting at home really kind of waiting and not knowing what's going on. The least you could do is do the work. So that's a
yeah,
lot of
that was.
pressure.
And they didn't know that some of us, though, that's in our age, we're working. You know what I'm saying? And especially working in healthcare, like, working at UF Health being the only trauma one in North Florida, it really hit the fan, in that arena, you know what I'm saying? In that arena. And I mean, it was stressful for us, man. And, sometimes we was there for extended amount of hours. We had to think of a whole new plan. So, and also having kids doing, just times like this, man. I mean, school was canceled because, my kids are young. I have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. So they got pulled out of school. My daughter got pulled out of daycare, and it was just like, oh crap! I gotta figure out how somebody gonna watch them. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Yeah,
you know, worked it out, man, and the blessings of God, man, we was able to pull through it, man, and hopefully this pandemic and stuff, kind of tone down with all the new information that's coming out about it.
yeah. And let me add another thank you as well
Mhm.
to you, brother. About I mean, working in the healthcare field. You know what I'm saying, and being being in that field or whatever, and being very attentive of people's lives or whatever. So personally, I want to thank you for what I'm saying, for being in that position or whatever. So
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. It's a blessing, but when you see it firsthand, like being at the hospital every day, man, I mean, it kind of gives you a little more encouragement. It was scary at first, but now that we have a better understanding of it, I mean, it's pretty cool, man. And to all the nurses and anybody that's listening, I'll go back and play this podcast again, man. Thanks to all the nurses, doctors, and a lot of people forget the EVS workers. Those are the janitors, the customer service reps. Like all these people play a part in the hospital, and even the people who work at the grocery stores. I mean, all of a sudden, it's crazy how things changed. All these people became like some of the most important people in the world to us, man. So, you know, thank y'all for everything that y'all done during this time, man. Y'all might play this back 20 years from now, 10 years from now, but understand, man, those people, those little people that sometimes we forget about, man, played some of the biggest roles during this time.
yeah, straight up. And shouts out, I mean, and selfishly stating, shouts out to the DJs as well for saving lives too.
Shout out, hey, y'all DJs, man, when I tell you, number one, hey, it's exposed some people. I'm gonna keep it clean, but it exposed some people. Because when you got to get online and you got a DJ and ain't nobody in there but you, I mean, bruh,
Yeah,
shout out to y'all, man. Like tuning in to your cubicle session, man, that you do. I tuned into that a couple times, man, at work. It was cool to see a lot of DJs, continue their craft. It also showed who actually love the DJ.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
straight
'Cause you
up,
got
straight up.
people that's it because the attention, ain't nobody to scream from it. So I ain't gonna do nothing. But you can tell the ones that was actually into the craft of it and actually, hey man, I'm a DJ even if I'm in here with my phone and I just give me a couple people to log in and just check me out. I'm gonna do it because I love to do it. And that soundtrack of people just being able to log on social media and just hear you all, it brought back a little normalcy to them, to their lives. Because I mean, all you had to do is turn up Bluetooth put in your house, you had a full
You
session,
had a party. Yeah, you had a party. Take your mind off everything that was going on. So
and y'all not getting paid either. Y'all doing this literally for
for
free,
free,
for the love of the game,
for the love
man.
of it.
Because I don't a lot of DJs that I didn't even know about come up during times like this, man. So shout out to y'all DJs, especially you, Al Pete, man. You definitely doing the damn thing.
Great, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So last question before we get up out of here.
Yes,
Um
sir.
so I what was it, like a day or two after we were supposed to walk, I had jumped on your Facebook and and
Mhm.
I was like, we going for grad? We going for the grad action? Has any more thoughts came about? Or what's the plan? What you thinking? What you thinking?
Right now, man, I'm actually enrolled in school again. I'm already started another program at FSCJ.
Oh,
I'm
you
going to the
good then. Congratulations,
yeah.
brother.
Hey, man, thank you, man. I'm in summer school right now, man. I'm already in another summer program. That's why you see me looking up because I'm somewhat in class, but I'm in like a small little chat with my classmates.
Mm-hmm.
So we got homework and everything going on. But I started to get my to going back for the AS, the Associates in Networking Systems Technology, because networking is a big thing in my field on top of the security. So if you can put yourself in a position to have, the IT security degree and also, with the information technology management bachelor's, and then you put this to it, it makes you a lot more marketable. And, I kind of are, being blessed to pull in that 4.0 GPA in them last few semesters, it put me in a position to get some free school. So I was just like, hey, you know what?
Go
I'm
for it.
going to go ahead and go with this because I was halfway there to it anyway with the classes that I took
Yeah.
that kind of already lined up with it. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm in this program right now, man. So after this, man, I mean, I'm gonna get a couple more certifications, man, and you never know, man. I might even end up going back for the masters, man, in a few years, man. So,
Okay.
what's your plans, man?
Man, I applied for a couple of at a couple of schools. I'm being quiet on it right now because I just want to go ahead and let it manifest how it is. But
Yes, sir.
I have applied. I have applied,
Okay.
and you know, whenever it comes, man. I mean, and I say that very loosely, but
Hmm.
as soon as I get that word and God put me in the position to make the correct decision for my career and what I want to do, then I'll be doing it.
Yeah.
But for now, you know what I'm saying? Like I secured a little small position, some work or whatever. So just focus on that, man, and just kind of seeing how things flow.
Yes, sir. Okay, man. Well, that's blessings, man. And I'm gonna definitely keep you in my prayers, man, because like I say, man, we done made it this far,
Yeah.
and and overcame. You know what I'm saying? And had the, you know what I'm saying, the perseverance to come this far and to go back to finish what we started. So there's no doubt in my mind, man, with whatever you have planned, it's gonna manifest itself for a positive thing, bro.
Yeah.
And again, like I say, people watching this, man, and I tell people all the time, you just never know who watching you on your social media and just watching your story,
Yeah.
watching what you're doing, and not necessarily, to look in a hate, but it's an inspiration. That's why I always encourage people, man. I'm not trying to say put your business all out there, but hey, them stories of triumph, man, and overcoming, you gotta post those, man, because you just never know who's going through that same thing.
Especially being, I mean, and the reference back again, especially being black men, like being black men.
Yep.
I mean, the unfortunates happened with, with the situation in what is it, Minneapolis or whatnot, like little stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like,
Yeah.
like we need these type of stories, and we need more, uh, king talk. We need people to
Yeah.
understand that there are kings that exist, and we're being careful, but at the same time too, we're making moves accordingly, and for our family, and for our friends, and for our community, and before any the situation happened in Minneapolis, like I hit you up last week and was like, man, I just think it'd be a great idea for us to kind of just get together and talk and really just be inspired, because we're inspiration to each other. But I want people to look
Yes,
at
sir.
this and be like, man, these two kings right here, man, they really making things happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, at the same time, man, and I mean, bro, I mean, with the times that we living in, man, I mean, I always encourage people, man, to like, hey, you got to learn to fight with your mind, man, and you got to learn to fight with your heart at the same time.
Yeah.
And I know that a vague statement, but I mean,
I understand that.
fighting
I
with your
understand that
mind,
statement completely, brother.
yeah, fighting with your mind and your heart. Because fighting with ignorance these days, man, I kind of feel we got too many ignorant people in the world already.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? We need some people that's gonna, inspire, especially black men. I mean, man, we definitely need it, man, for our upcoming generation, man. Because I mean, sometimes, especially having kids, like I know you have a son as well, man, and it's kind of like just having kids growing up in this world, man. It can be kind of scary, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying,
yeah,
and setting that right example, not just for your kids, but also other kids around. I mean, you just never know these days, man.
yeah. Straight up, straight up.
Yeah.
Great words, great words. All right. Well, again, thank you so much, my brother Tony. Thank you so
Hey,
much,
man,
man. Listen,
and thank you, bro.
listen. I don't care if it's 2021. It won't be 2021. But we
No,
go
it won't. No,
listen. We got
it
to get
won't.
a drink, and we got to get it. We got to get a cigar, and we really have to just sit down and just like really let the accomplishments that we had like soak over us. You know what I'm saying?
Man, all jokes aside, because hey, man, it still hasn't set in for me yet. I mean,
Me
I
neither.
guess when I get that, when the degree come in the mail, I think they mail them out or something like that. I was wondering how they was gonna give them to them when they come in the mail. I mean, I think that's probably when it's probably gonna hit. But I mean, bro, it's definitely a beautiful thing, man, and we definitely got to get together and do. We still gonna celebrate and do an actual party together. We gonna
Oh, we gonna do
do
that.
this. I don't care if it's November, December, we are going to do it, man. After these restrictions, we're gonna have hand sanitizer at the door. I can get some masks to some people,
Yeah.
and I'm even complimentary Lysol, man. Whatever we got to do, we're gonna have a celebration, man. That's another thing too. As black men, we have to kind of learn more. We have to learn to celebrate each other,
Oh
man.
my,
I mean,
yeah.
we got
Straight
to
up.
learn how, you know what I'm saying? I mean, celebrate each other, man. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. That's why I've been going on random posts. I don't care if the damn child graduating kindergarten. I've been going on congratulate, sending the love, man. I mean, but we definitely gonna do something, bro.
Yeah,
Most definitely.
definitely. All right. So before
Yep.
we go, let me get you. Well, tell them where they can find you at. Where if they can follow you
Oh
and things.
man. Hey man, of course on Instagram, man, Tony Maseratii, you know what I'm saying, with two eyes. Barely on Twitter, same name, Tony Maseratii with two eyes, man. And on Facebook, it's Tony Maseratii Washington. Definitely, man, shoot me a follow. You know what I'm saying? I post a lot of promotions sometimes. Lately, it's been inspirational stuff,
Yeah.
funny. I can't lie to you, man. There's cancers. We have our appendicitis. Me and you both witnessed that.
Ooh, yes, sir. Listen, that petty Pete. I leave it on Fridays. I try not to bring it out throughout the week. That Friday, petty Pete is in action.
Hey, man, like I told you before, man, you're my damn hero, bro.
And
Trust
likewise,
me.
brother. And listen, thank you so much, man. Like I'm honored to be an inspiration to you, and you're definitely an inspiration to me. Especially, I mean, just the talking just gave me more inspiration, man. But I
Same
know
here,
both of
bro.
us will keep up with it and keep inspiring each other, and we gonna make it work, brother.
Yes, sir. We're gonna make it do what it do, man, and we're gonna keep pushing. And like I say, Jacksonville has this growth, man. But like I tell everybody, in the city of Jacksonville, it starts with the people, man. And people like yourself and I, we're gonna keep doing our thing, man. And like I say, in about 20, 40, 50 years, we're gonna look back. We're gonna be like, boy, we remember when Jacksonville didn't have this. And hey,
Yeah,
we tired of each other, baby. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Sir.
Cool. Well, all right, man. Well, hold on tight. Let me close this out real quick. Hold
Yes, sir.
on. All right, my peoples. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hope y'all enjoyed this interview with Tony Maseratii. Make sure you follow him Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you follow me. Go to mpn-llc.com,
Sir.
mrlp.com, all that good stuff, man. But thank y'all so much for tuning in to this. This will be on audio as well, so I'll have the links forthcoming like within 24, 48 hours or whatnot, and it'll be a video that people can play back. So, but thank y'all so much. Keep tuned in. Be blessed. Stay safe. To the top. We out of here.
Yes, sir.